In a peaceful village nestled between lush green hills, there lived a young man named Arjun. He was like any other young man, ambitious, hardworking, and always striving for more. Though his family loved him and his friends admired him, Arjun often felt a strange emptiness within himself. No matter how many goals he achieved or how much praise he received, he couldn't shake off the feeling that something was missing. He would spend his nights staring at the sky, wondering why he felt so lost despite having everything he thought he needed: a home, a loving family, and a respectable place in society. His heart longed for an answer, but he didn't know where to find it. One day, news spread through the village that a wise monk was passing through. This monk was known far and wide for his wisdom and calm presence. People said he carried no riches, yet wherever he went, he left behind a trail of inspired souls. Curious and desperate for answers, Arjun decided to meet him. When he found the monk sitting under a large banyan tree, surrounded by a small group of villagers, Arjun waited patiently for his turn. Once the crowd dispersed, he approached the monk and humbly asked, "Master, I have a question that troubles me deeply. I have everything I need, a home, family, and friends, yet I feel empty inside. No matter how much I achieve, this emptiness never fades. What am I missing?" The monk looked at Arjun for a long moment and then, without saying a word, reached into his bag and pulled out a small, rough stone. It was dull and ordinary, the kind you'd find on any dirt path. He handed the stone to Arjun and said softly, "Take this stone to the marketplace. Show it to everyone you meet and ask them how much it's worth. But no matter what price they offer, do not sell it." Confused but obedient, Arjun took the stone and went to the bustling marketplace the next day. His first stop was a fruit vendor. Arjun showed him the stone and asked, "How much would you pay for this?" The fruit vendor laughed and said, "It's just a rock. I guess I could give you a few apples for it. I can use it to weigh down my fruit stand when the wind blows." Arjun thanked him but didn't sell the stone. Next, he approached a potter. The potter turned the stone over in his hands and said, "It's a bit smoother than most stones I use to shape my clay. I can give you a small clay pot in exchange." Arjun nodded politely and moved on. He then visited a jeweler. The jeweler examined the stone closely, squinting through his magnifying glass. After a while, he said, "It's an interesting stone. It's not a gem, but I suppose I can offer you a gold coin just for its unusual shape." A gold coin. Arjun was surprised, but he remembered the monk's words and declined the offer. Finally, he went to the most renowned gemstone merchant in the town. The merchant carefully studied the stone under a bright lamp. He then gasped, his eyes wide with shock. "Where did you get this?" the merchant asked, his voice trembling. "It was given to me by a monk," Arjun replied. The merchant shook his head in disbelief. "This is not an ordinary stone. It's an unpolished, rare gemstone, a sapphire of immense value. I'll offer you 1,000 gold coins for it right now, but even that doesn't reflect its true worth." Arjun was stunned. The same stone, which the fruit vendor saw as worthless, was seen as priceless by the gemstone merchant. He hurried back to the monk and narrated everything that had happened. "Master," Arjun said, still bewildered, "I don't understand. How can the same stone be worth nothing to some and a fortune to others?" The monk smiled gently and said, "My dear boy, this stone is like you. People will value you based on their own knowledge, understanding, and perspective. Some may see you as ordinary, while others may recognize your true worth. But just like the stone, your value does not change based on how others see you. It remains the same, priceless." Arjun felt a wave of realization wash over him. The emptiness he felt for so long was because he had been seeking validation from others. He had allowed their opinions to shape his sense of self-worth. But now, he understood a profound truth: his value came from within, not from the eyes of those around him. From that day on, Arjun stopped chasing approval. He no longer let the world's judgment define him. Instead, he focused on becoming the best version of himself, strong, kind, and wise. And just like the rare gemstone, Arjun's true worth began to shine, whether others noticed it or not.